All right, man. Welcome back to Agree to Disagree. And if you're new, welcome to Agree to Disagree. My boy Jay Lloyd, Craig Williams, BG. We got Pops. All right, man. Let's not waste no time. Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about the Kyle Kuzma extension, man. So I believe he got that Marcus Moore's contract. He got that 3-year, 40.
It's so disrespectful.
He got that 3-year, 40 million. So I'm gonna start with Craig because that's his boy, and he's been waiting for this contract extension. So Craig, now that he's got that contract extension, do you think it was too much? Is it too less? Is it the right year, like the right years in extension? What do you think on?
I think it's a fair deal. I think he could have got more somewhere else, but I like to see the fact that the Lakers committed to him with their plans moving forward. It's he's still young. When his contract is up, he'll be 29. He'll get more money. So, but also too, he's a champion, man, and that's priceless. And a lot of players are willing to take a discount to win, versus getting a big contract and we'll never see the playoffs or win a chip. So, I definitely, no, it is what it is. A lot of players like to win. A lot of players like to get paid. I think he took a discount to win. I think the team is better than they were last year, and I just like the fact that they committed to him now. That way he knows. I think he's gonna have a better season, knowing that that the franchise is loyal to him moving forward.
All right. And before we move on, I got a quick question for you, Craig. As the Lakers' third scoring option, so they say, 3 years, 40 million.
Well,
Is that enough?
I don't think he's the third. I think
we know he's not, but he was anticipated to be.
Yeah, but like last year. Well, last year was a different year. We ain't gonna get into that, but obviously, their biggest scoring option that was a third player was Pope last year, and especially in the playoffs.
Caldwell Pope.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, so hey, I know what you're trying to do, man, but hey.
No.
Don't fall for it, Craig. Don't fall for it, man. He's trying
to. No. I'm just clarifying for the fans, man. Clarifying for the fans. Go ahead, Jay. Seemed like you had a few faces over there, man. Go ahead, man.
I mean, first of all, it's good to be back with my guys. I think it was a fair contract, man. I mean, it's safe. And I think he still has to prove a little bit more. I thought, he's still trying to get used to playing that role. Obviously, he got big numbers, and they weren't winning, they were losing. And he still has yet to show that he can have a huge impact on winning numbers yet. But again, playing with LeBron and AD is hard too. I mean, you get fewer shots. You're not going to get that same rhythm in terms of volume too. So I think he's still trying to adjust to that. But again, it's safe. I feel at the end of the day, let's say he underperforms. I think he can still go to another team at 28, 29, like Craig said, and he'll get more money because they're going to always say he played with LeBron and AD. So I feel like he's safe either way. So we'll see, man. He's got to show and prove. I mean, that boy Horton Tucker, though, boy, woo. So he got to be ready to go, man, because he looking all right now. So, again, I think it was a fair contract, though. Still got a little more to prove, but they're trying to show him a little bit of loyalty as well.
Okay. So you said it's tough playing with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Kuz being able to shoot the 3 ball. How is that hard for him when his game is pretty much catch and shoot and off the catch? Caldwell Pope didn't seem to really have a problem with his efficiency. He's probably their most consistent 3-point shooter outside of obviously LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
We talked about this a little bit in our chat. I would never dare compare this man to Glenn Rice, but
in what sense?
In terms of the fact that Glenn Rice was a better offensive player than Kyle Kuzma.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a better offensive player, not close. But
Robert Horry.
Stop. Stop. You're not doing this. Stop. But like I'm saying, at the end of the day, even Glenn Rice, though he was a big a huge third piece for the Lakers, was unhappy in that role because he didn't get those volume of shots. And that's Glenn Rice. I just think Kuz has to get used to knowing, like, bro, you're not going to get 20 shots like you did when B.I. and Zoe were there. You might get 6 or 7 shots this game. You might get 12 or 13 shots. I think KCP is more comfortable playing that role. Kuz has to humble himself a little bit and know, like, all right, look, if LeBron and AD on the floor, I can get them up. I'm on that second unit. If I'm in the game in crunch time, I might not see that thing for 3 or 4 possessions. But when I see
KCP's a vet.
Yeah,
he understands.
Yeah, this is a different role right now. Like BG said, he's a vet, but he got time. He got time, John. He got time.
All right. No, just ask some questions, make a statement. That's all.
Okay.
Go ahead, Pops.
Man, the host is being so disrespectful to Kuz, man. Yeah, man. Oh no! Look, listen. First of all, okay. He got the right contract. A few years down the line, he's 28. He's still in his prime. If he's balling out, it'll get bigger. But the thing is, he's just come. Kuz has only been in the league, what, 3-4 years?
Now that matters.
You know, no. And the one main thing that we're forgetting, Kyle Kuzma was picked number 27. He wasn't number 2, number 1. He was 27th pick. And for when you get a 27th
that was
pick,
4 years ago, Pops.
It don't matter. He's getting the right money that he deserves right now. First of all, the cap is going down. That's why all these dudes is taking this money right now. The cap is going. He's for what he's worth right now. He's that type of player, and he understands. Okay, I go over here. I can go to Minnesota and get up 15, 20 shots and lose, or I can stay with LeBron and AD, get 10 or 12 shots, 7, and get another ring. Come on, man. Some of these dudes are getting paid and probably will never get close to a ring. This dude getting what he deserves. When he's 28, we say the same thing. I give a good prime example. Draymond Green. What Draymond Green worth now? And he was what, the number 35th, 52, whatever. Look at what he's worth now. Kyle Kuzma still has a chance. But the one thing about it, we can't go, oh, well, you know, 40 million, 3 years. One thing you can call Kyle Kuzma, you better call him a champion. And he was part of that championship team. That's what you have to call it. If Kyle Kuzma buys into being a great role player, he'll always get his money. Period.
He's got to buy in, though. I don't think that's his personality.
No, I think he's learning. This is only his third, fourth year. He's learning. So what? So what? Okay, he got 3 years, 40 million. B.I. got what? 185.
What he deserved.
So are we gonna put him on that pedestal to get the Pelicans to the playoffs? Or are we going to the Western Conference Finals?
He'll make the playoffs first.
You gotta make the playoffs. Yeah, I mean,
it's year 4, bro. He's learning.
Yeah, he's
learning. He's learning. He's got to learn to win.
Hey, but but when you get paid like that, you get paid like that, the expectations are higher, bro. I mean,
and I'm not necessarily disagreeing.
So what's the expectations, Greg?
I mean, if you get paid that much money,
you got to ball.
So what is he supposed to do?
He's supposed to carry his team to the playoffs.
Facts.
Okay,
I agree.
So he got to make the playoffs.
I agree.
That's what
100%.
I make the playoffs. That's fair. Go ahead, BG.
I mean,
he got the right contract. He got the right one.
I honestly, man, I don't know how to feel about it because I wasn't really keeping up with it. And then last I heard was he confirmed that, you know, with his agent that the Lakers and Kuzma were not, you know, really coming to an agreement of what to do. And they basically said, we don't really know what your role is going to be. Like, you might have to scrap for some minutes. And then next thing I know, he's out here getting paid. I don't think they overdid it. But I just, like you guys brought it up, you guys, all 4 of you guys talking about, is he going to be able to fit in? He has that chip on his shoulder, Pops. You brought it up about his pick. He was picked at whatever pick he was. He came in, started killing, doing great his first year. Second year, did all right. Then obviously you get AD, right? You get other people in here. You could tell when things weren't going his way, he wasn't playing. So what I'm scared of is, and I'm not saying I disagree. He got paid, cool, good for him. But
I like where you going. I like where you going.
What I'm scared of is those first 5-10 games, he's not killing like he's supposed to. His confidence is going down. Jared brought up a good point. You got this guy Tucker out here. He's going to start taking his shine. Is it going to cause problems, right? Obviously, LeBron being the locker room guy, AD being, more molded now. They'll probably take care of that internally. But I never saw Kuzma as I'm going to be a team guy. I don't think a lot of guys are doing that. And you guys brought up, he's learning, he's getting into it, he's young. I understand that. But to me is he loves the lights. He got a good taste of what it was to kill in the league. He was doing good. Everybody was about him. Sometimes we forgot about Alonzo and BI. They were secondary. And now it's like, you're the third option. I think he has to be the third option. I mean, obviously I think bringing Schroeder in is a great pickup, but I mean, Pop said it best. The salary cap's going down. Everybody gets paid. There's a lot of contracts that I looked at. I was like, wow. But that's just my concern is if when it doesn't go his way, is he going to still buy in? Or I think he's one that I want to get my buckets. And it showed. There's times we would talk in the group chat. He would come up and jack up all these shots. We'd be like, bro, what are you doing? And then we just talked about KCP knows I'm going to go to that corner when they're on here. And if they pass it to me, cool. If not, they don't. But he's got to figure that out. But for the money aspect, I don't think it was a big overdue. Like I said, what I read from ESPN saying that he might have to scrap for minutes, and then next thing you know, he got paid. It was crazy to me. But
well, he might have to. But there's nothing wrong with him getting buckets. I mean, it ain't nothing wrong. He want to tap into trying to be Benny Microwave. That's okay. Kyle Kuzma can shoot that thing when he's really playing under control. Kyle Kuzma can shoot that thing.
But he's one that sometimes thinks when he makes a couple that he could go, I'm gonna go off the dribble. I'm gonna start attacking. Like
okay,
I don't see it.
He does that. But here again, we're only talking about his fourth year. This is his fourth year. This is his fourth year.
So what do you expect?
That's
out of
crazy,
him,
Jay. That's crazy.
No, because so why are we going to compare? Because I know where this is going. We're trying to compare. We got
crazy, man.
Trying to compare Kyle Kuzma to Brandon Ingram.
Here's a question. Here's a question though. Would Brandon Ingram have the same success had he stayed in Kuzma left?
He had more success than Kuz.
No, that's not my question though. I think anybody would have the same. He would have the same issues he had, and I think the way the Lakers roster is constructed, you got most of your offense going through the two players. You know who, LeBron and AD, and then every LeBron and AD. So every game you have a different third option. That's what happened all last year, and that's the way they constructed the roster. They did it again this year, the same way. And then another point, and this is just, and I'm being unbiased as possible. The contract they had that they gave him is easy to move as well. So if he doesn't prove himself, they can easily move that contract because he didn't break the bank. You know what I mean? And last year, he played good D in the bubble. And don't forget what Frank Vogel said. He said, in practice, he's our best player.
That's not a compliment, man. I told you that last time. That's not a compliment.
No, but listen though. Then give him this season. Is that fair? Give him this season, and we'll see what happens. Because
I just don't see him being my biggest thing. I just don't see him being that role guy. That's not him. Like, and I know people grow into it, but I don't see it happening. He wants to be that guy. I mean, he's Kuzma. Look at him off the court. He wants the Hollywood lights. I'm sure he would.
And it's tough too because I just feel like he's still trying to find himself in the league, and I think it's really hard to find yourself as a young player who has a ceiling. I think Kuz is good. I think he has a ceiling, but it's hard when you're playing with LeBron James, man. Because everything is gonna run through him, bro. So the whole LeBron makes you better. I think he makes certain players better, bro. And if you're not hitting that jumper, Kuz, I don't really see what you bring to the floor. You know, and me and Jay talked about this a few days ago. The one thing he's good at, he didn't get better at it. Like, he's a good shooter. And I don't think he's improved on that. He's always been a solid shooter. You can't even call him a shooter really because he's not a knockdown shooter, man.
But here's the thing.
Can I say this real quick, Craig? Let me say this. And this, I'm gonna piggyback on John. I know Craig got me after that, but the problem is, especially in this game where I feel like we're skill development guys. I don't like the word trainers, but I feel like back in the day, guys were a lot more comfortable in the off season working on a specific skill that they knew would benefit them the next season. I see these dudes doing all these ball handling drills, all these ISO shots. At the end of the day, Kuz, if he could just, again, I don't know Kuz personally, but if he's shooting 500 to 1,000 catch and shoot threes and some shot fake one drill pull-ups, that to me is what he gonna get. Yeah. But you know, I agree. That part I agree with John on. You want to start kind of playing off the skip and all that? Like, wait, just get a ball to Bron, get a ball to AD, and just set your pivot. Set your pivot with the hands up.
That's what I'm saying. He makes a few, and then he starts getting ball, trying to dominate the ball a little bit.
I agree with that.
Which I'm cool. I mean, you got a couple buckets. I mean, by all means, but that's not the role they want him. No.
I don't know, man. I just think Tucker. That's gonna hurt Kuz, man. That's gonna hurt Kuz. And Craig took my point, man. The Lakers paid him the perfect contract to give to someone else where they would feel like it's a steal. You know what I mean?
Get up.
Get some key guys for them. I don't see. I'm gonna say this. I don't see Kuz staying there all 3 years. Kuz is out of here, man.
If they need something for the playoff run and he's not doing what they want him to do, he's out for sure. That's a great point, Craig. That contract is.
Yeah, he does have a movable contract. So does KCP and so does. Y'all gotta forget this dude's 16.
He plays D though, Pops. He plays D and shoot the three.
KCP signed to Clutch Sports too. He ain't leaving.
He's 16. So I mean I understand.
What?
He knows what his role is and what he's supposed to do. Okay, he's fine. And I think he's understanding that now.
It's year 3 with Bron. He should have been doing his role. It's year 3.
Okay, so which way is that which way is that offense running through in New Orleans?
You said what?
Which way is that offense gonna run in New Orleans? Who is it going through?
Hey, see, this like you can't get upset and bring up the Pelicans when I'm just being honest about Kuz, man.
You compared Kuz to BI, and you know it.
That was 6 months ago. We're talking about Kuz's contract right now, man.
Right now, his contract is just as fair. He's coming off a rookie contract. Do y'all realize the only 2 dudes that really got drafted from the Lakers during that era, when you go Kuz, Lonzo, B.I., Randall, Hart, who's the 2 dudes that we talk about right now? B.I. and Kuz. Where the rest of them?
Lonzo's going to have a year, Pops. Watch
All right,
this.
here we go.
Okay. He is.
Yeah, he is.
Trust me.
He's going to have a better year than Kuz.
Okay.
But that's because he's with the Pelicans, though. So never mind. Don't even quote me on that.
No, here's the thing, though. Like Jared made a point. Like even during the playoffs, he said Kuz has developed to learn how to play a certain way with LeBron. And then if like I said before, I'm gonna piggyback my own comment. If the situation was flip flop, I guarantee you Kuz would be doing better than he is now because it'd be less pressure and there'd be more touches. And then BI would be in the same situation. And in BI's style of play, he might have even been worse. I'm just telling you, man.
Craig is right. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you look the way BI play and Kuz play,
you like Kuz better, Pops. Just
BI needs the ball in his hand. That's why he couldn't be with LeBron. He needs the ball in his hand.
I feel like sometimes Kuz does too.
Yeah, because LeBron needs the ball in his hands at all times. That's why he couldn't be with LeBron. Same reason why Kyrie couldn't be with LeBron. Because LeBron needs the ball in his hands at all times.
I'm not being anti-Kuz,
all
Pops.
Time.
I like Kuz.
Okay. On the Lakers, who should the ball be in? Michael Cooper or Magic Johnson's hands? I rest my case. Thank you.
Hey, we're back and forth, man. There it is. There's Pop's comment for the day. Oh my God.
All right, man. On that note, we're switching gears. We're switching gears, man. All right, man. I got another one for you, man. You guys can kind of get back to me a little bit, take you a little jazz with this topic. So, Tyronn Lue, right, has some ideas for the Clippers offense this year. Something that you Laker fans, including myself, when I was a Cole fan, rest in peace. He want to start using some of the triangle offense for Kawhi Leonard. Now, let me say what I think he means. I don't think he's talking about the offense or, like Craig talked about earlier, the basketball philosophy. That's what Kobe said. It's not an offense. It's a basketball philosophy. I think it's more of he's going to take Nixon pieces and kind of plug them. I don't know how he's going to do it. No shade on Tyronn Lue. You guys told me he was a good coach, so I'm gonna trust in what he's got. So I'm gonna start with BG on this one.
I agree with you on that one a little bit, John. I didn't think about it that way, but I don't think he really has the time to implement the triangle offense if he's going all for it, right?
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, I think it was who was the last one of the hires the Knicks had when he tried to go in there?
Derek Fisher.
Yeah, and he made him. You have to run the triangle. It didn't work, and then I think ultimately it cost him the job. Obviously, the Knicks are just terrible in general, but I don't think he's going to have time to do it, and I don't necessarily think if they have the right players in that system to run it. Obviously, I wasn't in the Jordan era. Just watching Kobe and Shaq when they ran it, they had pieces around them. Obviously, when Powell got there, he was a big man with Kobe, a guard in the big, and then pieces that knew their role. I don't really see that with the Clippers, and then they're going to have that cloud over their head too of Paul George throughout the whole year. Now he came out, finally said it was my fault. I'm gonna show everybody what I'm about. So he's going to want to come out and prove something. Is him and Kawhi going to be able to? We still don't know, but I personally don't think he has the time to do it. But I agree with John 100%. I think he's going to try to add like Knicks to it. Little rinks and kinkles here, but I don't see it happening, entirely.
I don't see it working, BG. I don't know what Ty Lue's doing.
I don't know. Give Kawhi the ball, give PG the ball, and just they got to go to work.
Hey, Jay, if they give Kawhi the ball at the elbow, that is not the triangle, man. That is not the triangle.
And that's all
exactly what they're going to do.
And that's all
go get the ball at the high post and the short quarter ISOs. That's not the triangle. So,
yeah, but I agree. That's not I think that's the first thing I thought of. They're going to go high post isolations, try to get them in those areas, but I don't see it working. I don't see it happening really, especially the way the NBA is played too. So, but it's a big year for you and your Clippers, John. So,
for sure. Go ahead. We'll start with Craig.
Yeah, me and John talked about this earlier, and one thing, the first thing that came to my mind is like, it's hard to see somebody implement the triangle and not be Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, and I'm not saying it can't be done, but the one thing Brian, you brought some to my attention. Ty Lue, he can't get cute. You know what I'm saying? Just stick to your guns and play the game. You know what I mean?
Go to your guys, yeah.
And I'll be honest with you guys. I told John I don't even know how the triangle really works. I know that when the Lakers tried to implement it, they said it wouldn't work with Shaq, but they found a way to do it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. That just like I agree though. It took a long time for the Lakers to even get it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. That's kind of scary, man. I think Ty Lue definitely has a lot to prove. His job is on the line, and like you said, Paul George and Kawhi got a lot to prove. I think they need to stick to their guns, do a few tweaks. But that offense is too complicated to try to implement right away when you got so much going on. And like you said, the league has changed. Just do what you do. Ty Lue, don't get too cute, man. Just
do what he did with LeBron in Cleveland. Just give the best player the ball, and then act like you're a coach. Like. That's all you got to do.
Well, maybe one thing, maybe it might work because they really don't have a true point guard. So maybe that might be a reason why.
Fired.
Maybe, hey, Ty Lue was sitting right next to me.
Hey, Doc was cold for that.
He was sitting right next to Doc, man. Go ahead, Pops.
Listen, man. You guys are really irritating me tonight.
Bad, man.
Ty Lue shouldn't even said that. Now, in his defense, because when Kawhi was in San Antonio, Greg Popovich took some of the philosophies of the triangle to the Spurs. Some of it, not all of it, some of it on a certain spot. But the key is you have to have, if you think in any triangle, whatever, short version, long version, your basketball IQ has to be on point. There's nobody on the Clippers that tell me basketball IQ. Cole, Shaq, Luke Walton, Powell, IQ. Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu, high IQ. So you're going to try to run a triangle with Pat Bev, Lou Williams.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
I mean,
they're going to get lost, man.
He can't, like Craig said, man, he can't get too cute with this thing. You know, Paul George, all this, my bad. Now you want to say my bad, and now you don't want to.
Hey, stay on topic, man. We talking about Ty Lue, bro.
But,
leave the man alone.
So, if anything, it's not going to work. So
we know that.
We got to figure out how the Clippers here again got to find out their identity. That's one. The one thing that the Clippers should have done, and Rondo probably just didn't want to do it. The Clippers should have got Rondo. That's what they should have done. They should have really addressed the point guard situation. They did not. Like Doc said, what's going to change? What's going to change? What's going to change?
I agree with you, Pop, and I disagree with you. The Rondo thing wasn't going to work as soon as they hired Tyronn Lue. That wasn't going to work. Rondo was going to see what Tyronn Lue was, man. All right. Y'all told me I can run the tape, man. Y'all were trying to convince me that Ty Lue's credible. he's a champion coach. I never bought into this hire, and I'm still not buying into this hire. It should have went. What the Clippers should have done was get a different coach if they were going to go after Rondo, or since they got Tyronn Lue, they should. I just don't.
So which coach would have fit?
Go ahead. I'll tell you what happened.
I would have took anyone but Lue, man. I don't know what it is. I just don't. I just don't. It's not that. Tyronn Lue's cool. I just don't know why he's so credible.
All I ever said was he was going to get the job.
I just don't know.
And it's because LeBron got him a ring. So
no, I got one better than that. I understand. Me and John talked about this, and I agree with him on that point. The thing is, even with the Ty Lue and whole thing, one thing we have to realize: look how many jobs was open. What now? Wasn't nobody running to go get no Ty Lue? Nobody. But now we're gonna get cute and go, well, I think I'm gonna run some triangle with Kawhi. Man, Kawhi can run the offense we run, we want to get buckets. That ain't gonna be Kawhi's problem. But it's like, you know, now the Clippers trying to find their way because they know all that smack they talk. Now, we're more focused. And that Kawhi ain't saying that now. When he finally came out and said, I'll see what I'm going to do at the end of the year. Depends on how healthy.
Kawhi don't ever say nothing. Don't make it seem like he just ain't saying nothing because of what happened last year, man.
Came out today and said, if I'm healthy, I may opt out if I'm healthy. In other words, if that Kawhi act up, Kawhi opted in to get that $36 million. That's what he's telling.
Go ahead, Jay.
That was the Clippers should have done. Should have been signing him instead of PG.
I'm gonna attack it on two fronts. So, from a basketball front, all y'all are spot on. I actually had the pleasure of working out with Tex Winters when I was playing. and I went and did a basketball camp and ran with some guys. And in that camp, he taught everyone the triangle. So the whole camp, you had to learn the triangle, and we had to scrimmage playing in the triangle. There were like a good 5 to 7 dudes that he kicked out of the camp. This is what I'm telling y'all. In live action, dudes did not go to those spots. All right, man, you out. That's the first thing. So
the whole camp.
Yes.
BG, you got look. My man put the rings on the table off top. So he put all his champions. This is a true story. Pops was there. He put all his championship rings on the table. Like, this is what I'm doing. What you trying to say, man? So when they didn't know where to go in this offense, he kicked them out the gym. With that being said, anybody that knows anything about the triangle knows the triangle is a personnel-driven offense. You have to have a certain type of team. When Phil got the Lakers, he revamped that roster to fit the triangle. They got Ron Harper. They got certain dudes.
Or
Derek
Grant.
Fisher, right. AC Green, like certain dudes fit the triangle. Derek Fisher made his whole career in the triangle. You took Derek Fisher out that triangle with Golden State, Utah, and OKC, it was a wrap. No shade. Derek was nice. But in that triangle, right? That's why he came back. I say that to say, I just don't think it's fair that I think he's overcompensated. I think because they complain so much about Doc being so ISO heavy, in spite of the fact that Doc was still up 3-1 with them being ISO heavy. Now I think Tyronn Lue is trying to go the other way and just overcompensate, man. Like, it's December, bro. You can't throw it. Even he said it was only going to be 2 or 3 quick sets. That's what he said in his interview. But, bro, we in December. It's a short off season. You finna throw in the triangle? Ain't gonna work. And they ain't got the personnel, man. They don't have no catch and shoot guys like that. Luke Kennard, who? No disrespect. No disrespect. Luke is tearing me up right now. No shade. What I'm saying, from an NBA situation, like he was cool in Detroit. There's a whole different environment with them lights, man. So I just don't. I'm with y'all, man. I think we all agree with this one. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm not with this.
Hey, can I tell you what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when Mike Brown went to the Lakers, talking about he gonna run the Princeton offense.
Right. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. When Coach stared him down, I was like, this man's career.
Princeton offense. I'll never forget that.
Man. He got fired in the preseason. Right after he tried to implement it.
I forgot about that.
Man, you're right. Hey, man, that was. But Jay Wright, man, that's exactly how that was about that. That's a true story, though. That was true story. I said, man. And he straight told them, hey, if y'all want to make it to the league, this is how it is. They ain't got time to be, do you remember? I was like, man. But I think they just, Ty Lue got to let them, they still just got to build on however they was. All this now, we're going to move the ball. If you're going to move the ball, then you got to move some dudes off that team.
Facts.
You know, because I'm not saying, it can't work. I mean, they still got some nice pieces, man, but it seems like almost now that they're putting more pressure on themselves. More. And I think Kawhi's fine. I like Kawhi. I've always liked Kawhi. I like Kawhi when he was in San Antonio. Kawhi could hoop. Kawhi is that dude when he walked in the gym and you got that last pick and he walked in off, instead of taking that sorry dude with the ball, hey man, I got Kawhi, but can we use your ball? That's how that is. But I like what Ty Lue is thinking.
I think Jared said it best, and then with Craig too. Craig said not to get too cute, but Jared's point, I think with all the noise hearing it, now he's just trying to say like, well, it's not going to be the same, so they don't feel like it's going to be. I think those were the two best points right there for sure. He's just trying to get the story to go somewhere else besides it's going to stay the same.
And that's one of that just confirms all of my just concerns I had with Ty Lue, man. I just don't think he's really established. You go from coaching LeBron James as a head coach, and you obviously we don't know, but we can kind of figure out how LeBron could be as coaching LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So that's a mind that you kind of have to. I'm not saying he second guessed himself sometimes, but if
earn his respect.
If Tyronn Lue say this and LeBron like, well, I don't know about that. You know, it's like what do you say? And then LeBron leaves and he's there for a little bit, and then he goes to assistant coach with Doc and the Clippers, and we already know how that turned out. And now he's the head coach. Man, so I don't know, man. It's just like a tough situation for Ty Lue. I'm sure he's a great guy. I just never thought he was the right fit for this team.
Real quick, John, for everybody, do you think the Lakers would have won with with Tyronn Lue as their head coach?
Yeah.
The championship?
Yeah.
I don't think so. And I was a proponent of picking him up.
Yeah.
And I think Frank Vogel, he looks like one of the best coaches in the league right now because he always made the right adjustments.
He doesn't overdo it. Like to your point, he knows what he's got, and then he schemes when he has to.
I agree. I'm with them. Frank Vogel, he showed me a lot this year, man. I think he made some huge adjustments that I don't think other coaches would have made with LeBron on their team. Like he made some
tough
gambles.
decisions too. Gambles. Yeah, like if
sure.
it didn't work out, it goes back to him, and then yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Kind of staying on topic, man. I got a statement that I'm gonna make, and we'll go one by one. I'll let y'all let me know if y'all agree with me or not, man. We all saw the ESPN ranking for this season, right?
Heard of them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have a problem with the first two slots, man. They have AD ranked as the number 2 player in the league, and I think he is ranked too high. I don't think he's proven that he's better than Giannis. He might have a better jumper, some attributes that makes him look better than Giannis, but I just don't think he should have been number 2 in the league. And the main thing is he's playing on the team with LeBron James, who's a great leader, and AD's never proven to be successful as the alpha. So I don't see how a number 2 is the second best player in the whole league, man. So I'll start with you, Jay. Do you agree with that or not?
That he's ranked too high?
No, that he's he's not the second best player.
Got you.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the second best player in the league. I don't. I think he's great. I do. It does go back to what you said, though. I think you have to be able, at number 2 or number 3, you still, to me, have to have your own franchise. Even if you're not beating LeBron, like, you got to be able to carry your own franchise to be in a level where you're playing against LeBron or you're at that level. And if he beats you, he beats you. But I just think Giannis, I feel you. I don't know if Giannis is 2 right now either. I mean, it's hard because
I don't think he's 2, but he was ranked above him, and Giannis has been the number 1 team in the East the last 2 years,
Because I answer this way, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'll be really quick. If you take AD out and you put Giannis in, it's still the same effect in terms of Giannis plays differently than AD. But if you put Giannis with LeBron and LeBron's able to dominate the ball the way he does, and he's able to put Giannis in spots and manipulate the game, this still circles around LeBron. LeBron manipulates the game when he plays. He puts people in spots, he controls the whole game, and he knows where to put you to have the best chance to win. So if he has better players, he's gonna win. You put Giannis with him, it will be the same thing. Giannis doesn't have that ability yet. And I don't know if you ever have that IQ to do that. So that's why I can't put AD up there though. In short, I can't do it.
How does that Bucks team look with AD instead of Giannis?
I do think that Bucks team this year beats Miami with AD. I think AD is a harder matchup for Miami if you have AD playing against Miami. But I think that's strictly a matchup thing, though. That's strictly matchups to me. I don't think it means that Giannis.
Are they still the number one team in the East?
Ooh, I don't know.
The last what?
Yeah,
what is it? The last two?
So.
Is it the last 2 years or last 3 years?
I don't think so, but I think Giannis is a better regular season player. He's proven in the regular season he's arguably the best player in the world. It's just in the playoffs when the lane
Game
gets
slow
small
down
and they shrink the lane and they make you play half court and they make him shoot. He hasn't figured that out. But in the regular season, when it's run and gun, he's arguably the best player in the world. There's no question.
Go ahead, BG.
Yeah, I'm going to say my statement because it goes right into what Jared said. I think, obviously, rankings, I don't know if we all agree with it. Rankings in anything, like high school, college, whatever, it's, especially preseason, it's like, to me, I don't really understand it. But I think to Jared's point, obviously, Giannis being the best player during the regular season for the most part. But I think him losing the way he did this year, I think that's why he took the step back. Then you see, obviously, Anthony Davis. He did a lot. Obviously, you have LeBron James there as well. But I agree with Jared's statement of, the top two players have to show that they can lead and be the actual guy. So I agree on that point. But I think that's the main reason he fell back. So if Giannis gets to the Eastern Conference Finals or even the finals, I still think he stays at 2. I think it's obviously either they flip-flop or whatever, but I think just him losing, especially the way he did and kind of went out. Like, and I called him out too. I had them coming out these. He went out terribly. Like you can't go out like that in the first round like he did. So,
and I don't have a problem with Giannis not being number 2. It was just the fact that Anthony Davis was he was ahead of a bunch of franchise players. Anthony Davis was a franchise player, but a proven, like, on this team, if he's on this team, your team gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't see how he was ahead of those guys. So go ahead, Craig.
I'm gonna go a different way. I think you can argue he's number 2 just from his sheer versatility. You know what I mean? There's nobody else in the league that has a skill set at his height. I think the biggest thing here that we're not talking about, well, you kind of talked about it, John, is that, and it's something I looked at in the playoffs as well, is that he can dominate a game without having that dog mentality. And I think that when you don't have that mentality, it's a hard sell to say you're one of the best players. You know what I'm saying? Now, he'll have a chance to lead, a franchise, maybe the Lakers, or if he might go somewhere else after LeBron leaves. But, I don't want to take that away from him because I just think he's a great player, man. Like, and then even this year, Vogel said, "Hey, man, I want you to start taking more threes." So I think this year you're really going to see him take off even more than especially with having that championship as well. I think you're going to see a lot more. His game's going to go to another level this year, more than it did last year. So I can argue for that number 2, man. It's hard not to argue with somebody with that skill set, man. I mean, who else was like him? Maybe Kevin Garnett, maybe. I mean, hey, Vin Baker. I mean, it's hard to have a dude with that kind of range. You know what I mean? Hey, Sharif. Hey, what's my boy name with the Cal?
Abdul Rahim.
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
I mean, look, you get them dudes once every 10 years, man. So it's hard to argue that a dude like that is not top 2 with that skill set, with that height.
It's just it's just when we talk about other topics. And winning is always brought up. Doing something on a losing team, whether it be you being versatile or not, like, it always comes back to, can you lead a team as the best player consistently? That's what we measure a lot of this stuff on. So it's kind of hard for me to just be like, all right, he's number 2 because he's versatile, which he is. Anthony Davis is great, man. He's great. But to put him ahead of dudes that have proven they can win, like, as the best player on their team, and whether it be regular season or not, they're dudes that are the best players on their team and contenders. Giannis Bucks team wasn't always nice like that. Middleton wasn't always, well, he probably was, but even Giannis, he wasn't always the best player on the team. Like, dudes kind of developed into that, right? And then he was able to learn to win and lead his team consistently to the playoffs. So it's just hard for me, like when you're not winning, to just kind of jumpstart dudes that proven they can lead a team. So that's just my thing. Go ahead, Pop.
I didn't get a chance to see all of this, but I know who you're talking. Who was number 5?
Your boy, man.
Who?
Was it Luka? Luka was number 5, was it?
Who
What was Luka?
It's
Luka was in the top 5. It might have been Kawhi.
yeah, it's Kawhi.
It was Kawhi. Luka's 4.
Number 4?
James Harden's 3.
Kawhi's 5, Luka's 4, Giannis 3, Davis 2. They got Curry in there too.
And
KD.
So naturally LeBron was number 1, right?
Top 5?
Yeah. Well, top 5, no. Top 5.
That was top 10, right?
Top 10, yeah.
Yeah, I know Curry and
And LeBron was number 1?
Yeah. So
Bron's
LeBron,
number 1.
AD, Giannis, Luka, and then Kawhi.
That's crazy, man.
And
He joins the best player in the world.
So hold
That's the
on.
same thing he been doing in the Pelicans. Now he's the best. He's the second best player in the league.
The thing is, the thing is with him. I know they kind of did it because they won the championship, but when you look, regardless of where even if he's playing in Detroit, his skill set is above.
Don't make you the top 5 in the league if you ain't winning, Pops. Y'all said the same thing, man.
There's really nobody in the league that can match up with him. Nobody. There's nobody that can match up with that dude. A 4, a 5, a 3. When that dude is, there's nobody that can match up with him.
All right, hey Pops. Without LeBron James, what seed are the Lakers?
Without LeBron?
Without LeBron, right now. LeBron doesn't play this season. What seed are the Lakers?
AD has that type of skill set, man.
No. But what seed are they?
Without LeBron, with the same.
LeBron, you better not be reckless either. What seed are they?
The 7 seed.
Without Kawhi. What seed are the Clippers without Kawhi?
Oh, why do you do this, man? Why do you do this? What seed are the Lakers without LeBron James, man?
I think he said 5 or 6.
Because, listen, I'm gonna tell you why I can't do that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've been watching basketball a long.
He's the number 2 player in the world.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I've been watching basketball a long time.
That's crazy, man.
And I could bring up a dude and y'all be like, who? But Bob McAdoo was a cold dude. Team Curry is all get out. If that top 5 in the league, please. So that's his skill set.
Oh, nothing, man. That don't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
His skill set. Who has a better?
That don't mean nothing.
Anthony Davis.
Don't mean nothing. What seed did you say?
Who has a better skill set than Anthony Davis?
Nobody. But without LeBron James on the team, what seed are they? I'm just asking a question. What seed are they?
Even with that, he's still a top 5 player.
He is. But what seed are the Lakers without LeBron James?
The problem is because we're going off. I'm not going to do that.
Hey, Skip Bayless, answer the question, man.
That's just like me saying, okay,
answer the question, man.
Let's see the Clippers without Kawhi.
Trash.
The Lakers are not trash with Anthony Davis.
Paul George is not the second best player in the world right now. We're not arguing
top 10
to be the second best player in the world.
But with his skill set, man.
Oh, so, I heard you. I heard that part. What seed are they without LeBron James?
Where's Kevin Durant on this list? Is he
all right, man? That's all right. Hold on, man. Hold on. BG, what seed do you have the Lakers without LeBron James?
This past year, or
this year? AD coming off being the second best player in the world right now. Without LeBron James, what seed are the Lakers?
4 or 5. In there in the middle.
Craig, who you got? Craig.
I said 7, 8.
Okay. What you got?
They're like 6 or 7.
That's right.
Yeah, like, we talking about what the Lakers team they got right now. Them dudes like 42 and 40 right now.
What?
Listen, 40, Craig, 45 and 37.
Oh man.
I'm gonna tell y'all why y'all wrong. Let me tell you.
Oh man, you kidding me, man?
I'm gonna tell y'all why y'all wrong. When Kawhi won that championship in Toronto, everybody having the best player in the world. Everybody.
Yep.
Now he lost.
Wait, they had him number one.
John, you was the main one.
Yep.
Yeah, John, you was, John. Yeah, you
So,
John,
okay,
you
okay.
was.
Time out. Before you go on, wait. Before you go on, we're talking about Kawhi Leonard, right?
Best player in the world in the game.
Yeah, a team, a dude that went to another team as the best player and led his team to a championship, right?
I'm just saying.
No. I'm clarifying. So he was the best player on his team, and he led them to the championship, right?
Okay.
First in the country.
Okay. So that's the difference between AD. AD ain't never been past the eighth seed. When he was the best player on his team, eighth seed. And he won 1 year because he hit a bank shot against OKC, double clutch at the top of the key. That was the only reason they were that eighth seed.
But what other kind of personnel did they have on the team, though, man?
Come on.
You said
man.
what?
What other personnel did they have on the team? Because you know
Yeah,
you
Ray
gotta
John Rondo.
Hey, he was the best. He was the best player with the Lakers this
And
year.
Drew
Right? One of the
Holiday.
best players.
They knocked off. Wait, don't do that. Without Ray John Rondo and Drew Holiday, they lose to the Portland.
To Portland.
Yeah.
Yeah, Portland.
Come on, man. That's crazy, man.
No.
We were just loving Rondo this past year.
Second best player without the first best player of the world. I got them about six. They
There is no disrespect. You said
Yeah,
42 and 40.
That's what I'm saying, though. But
Are you kidding me?
Nah, but that's
42 and 40?
all right. Wait, let me flip it for you,
man.
Craig. Let me flip it for you.
That was
No,
so
no,
disrespectful.
No,
Okay, let me
Pop's
flip it
already
for you.
flipped it, though. Pop's already flipped it because anybody who loses one of their two best players is going to fall that
Stop
far.
Stop
No, so what season Golden State gonna be this year?
Without AD,
What season Golden State gonna be this year without Clay?
AD, LeBron is still 3-4 seed in the West.
Okay, so what's your point, man?
Yeah.
So my point is
Laker
the
hate.
first best player in the world, right? The leader, the franchise leader, the best player on the team, he can lead his team. Now you take away LeBron James and you put AD on that team as the best player, and Jay was being nice. I don't even know. They fighting for playoffs, bro.
Yeah,
They fighting for playoffs.
But you know what?
As versatile and skilled and unguardable as he is, he's a bucket. I ain't gonna say that's it.
Let me tell you where your argument's going now.
That's
Let me tell you where your argument's going right now, though.
they're not making the playoffs.
Let me tell you where your argument's going, though. You know how many great NBA players or good leaders that don't even have a championship right now? Seriously, though, man.
This has nothing to nothing to do without. This has nothing to do about him being a leader.
I'm just saying. No, you saying a player that can lead their team to the playoffs
as the best player.
As
the best player. So I mean, the best player on the team get his team to the playoffs. It doesn't have to be a vocal speech. I'm saying you're the best player on your team, and you're leading your team to the playoffs. I'm not saying giving out speeches and keeping the locker room. I'm saying you're the best player on the team, and you're leading your team to the playoffs.
No, you know what you're doing. You create your own criteria of what the best players should be based on mentality.
You know.
So,
man.
So, in other words, we're going to argue about Anthony Davis.
Oh, man.
Argue about Anthony Davis being the second best player in the league this year. But so we're going to go ahead and clarify and say LeBron is the best now.
Has to be. He just came off a ship.
Yeah.
You just said Kawhi. Kawhi did that.
So LeBron, that's the reason why LeBron's number one, because he just won a chip.
And what he did, I mean, his performance. Like,
what are we talking about right now?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, agree to disagree, audience. I'm giving LeBron credit. I'm giving LeBron credit here. He is the best player in the world right now.
Now LeBron,
clarifying that.
We gonna let LeBron be number one because he's champion. No, y'all stop that. Y'all always on LeBron. No.
So when we give him credit, We wrong.
We're wrong.
And when we're bagging on them, we're wrong. What's going on, man? Hey,
if AD is not number 2, what number is AD then? What number is it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What number is AD?
5.
What?
5 or 6.
Oh, here we go.
5 or 6, man.
I don't have a problem with him being up there.
And honestly, I would have took him 3rd or 4th. But the second best player with 4 playoff wins for a career, that's the best player.
Oh man, you
Come
can't.
on, man.
Wait. Okay,
I don't care how versatile he is,
So,
man.
Pops, who do you have as the best player? Then, if
He's
it's
the
not
best
LeBron?
player on the team, man. I don't know.
Okay, so
Pops, who's your best player right now? If it's not LeBron,
You gonna say LeBron? You gonna say LeBron?
I got to be AD, man.
the best number 1.
Yeah. Why not? When you look, that's just like that's always my argument when it comes to Kareem. Why is Kareem?
Crickets. Hey, now we compare him to Kareem.
I'm not comparing. Kareem the one that said the Lakers ought to get him, so I agree. Kareem said that years ago.
He was tired of losing. Everybody would say to go get him.
Hey man, I think there's a lot of Laker hating going on.
Oh, now it's Laker hating.
here's the question though.
That's
So do the Lakers
man.
win the chip without AD? That's the question. Do they win the chip without AD?
No.
Okay,
No.
then there's some value right there, then, right?
There was never like that doesn't prove anything.
How good
Do they win without AD? Like what? What does that mean?
How good is Golden State gonna be without Clay?
No, what did you say?
No, good.
Yeah, that's what I just
What does
said.
that mean?
Man, this is they really tripping tonight.
LeBron couldn't have won the championship without AD, so he's the second best. He's the second best player in the world.
Jerry, you go back me up here,
Don't
man.
knock it
You
off
go,
there.
Well, you
go
always
back
say
me up, Jerry.
Jay don't. Hey, Jay don't want to upset his fellow Laker lovers, man. Jay already spoke. He said 7
listen.
AC fighting for night,
40.
and they
Listen, with AD as their best player, they're 43 and 39. Dead serious.
thank you.
But
Thank you.
look. Number
But he's the
2 is
second best player in the world, Jay.
number 2 is a stretch. I just think number 2 is
Thank
a stretch.
you.
That's a stretch.
That's all I was saying.
But because I feel like they're doing that based on result. And yeah, they won the championship, but that's the media though, because Kawhi was the best player in the world last year. Kawhi was the best player, and LeBron was trash last
right.
year.
Yeah, he was the best player because he
And
won.
now LeBron's the best player, and Kawhi's trash.
Right. That's media narrative.
No, but think about it, though. But that argument's so bad though. Just like as great as the Lakers were in the '80s, right? If you take off Magic Johnson, they ain't doing what they did, even with Kareem and Worthy.
42 and 42.
It's like you can't do that. and say,
Kareem was 77. So what are we talking about right now,
nah,
man?
man, come on, man.
And he wasn't listed as the second best player in the world.
Don't knock.
Stop doing that, man.
Kareem is number 1 on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore, homeboy.
On Mount Rushmore, Craig, but not the season when it's his 18th season in the league.
Well, what I'm saying is,
What are you talking about? He wasn't the number 2 player.
That's what I'm saying is, man, even if as great as Kareem is or was, even with Magic gone, he still couldn't have led the Lakers to a championship. So it's like you got to respect other players' skill set, man. I mean, I don't understand why that's so hard to understand.
So Kareem, without Magic Johnson, would have led the Lakers to the championship.
No, I'm saying he would not have as great as he is because different players have different skill sets.
No, because players are it's called father time, man. How old was he when he got to the Lakers? That's not a good comparison, is what I'm saying.
I feel like this. He was old when he got.
He is in his prime, Craig.
He was still winning MVPs when he got.
That's what I'm saying. It with an unguardable shot. I don't care how old you are.
Y'all, look, man.
No, man, you missing my point, man.
No, you're reaching. You're reaching.
I'm not reaching. I'm setting. I'm giving you a good example.
All right, man. Hey, so look, man. I feel like I'm being attacked, and
what?
I feel like y'all making me out to make this personal. This was a a real problem that I had, him being with number 2. I had 2 other people that was like, well, I don't know either. So y'all can say it's Laker hate or whatever. The people in the comments, man, we'll let the people in the comments decide. Pops. We'll let the people in the comments decide.
Who's number 2 then? Who's your number 2?
Number 2? It's Giannis. Gotta be honest.
And yeah, that's not a bad number 2.
It's gotta be honest.
But if you
it's crazy how the back-to-back MVP is it number 2 in the league or number 1?
They have him ranked right now. He's gonna get the 3rd one this year.
Nah, man, we got our own criteria.
He number 3 in the league, man. I'm gonna wrap this up, man, because that. Hey, look, if you're in the comments, man, let me know.
LeBron is
second best player in the world. Let me know in the comments, man.
James Harden's number 3, right?
Look, man. My point was AD's not number 2. Not number 2. You guys reach for. It's all right. It's okay.
Because we doing that Laker bashing.
How is this Laker bashing? Your fellow Laker agreed. He agreed with me, man.
I understand, but LeBron being number 1, AD being number 2. Okay, let's do it. Let's just go say.
Let's not.
ESPN rewarded them for winning the championship. But are they? Them 2 dudes had everybody in the league changing their team. Everybody. Them 2 dudes got everybody in the league changing their team. Because everybody in the league know how good AD is. That's why they knew, man, you put AD with LeBron, it's over. Everybody knew that. That's why it used to be the big 3. Now it became, let's get the big 2.
So here, you making me go longer, so for sure. So if AD's not on the Lakers, right, he's still the second best player in the league, Pop? Or is he only the second best player because they're coming off a win? Which one is it?
AD is one dude that's unguardable, man.
So is he the second best player without being on the Lakers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you swap KD and put KD and LeBron on the same team. No. This is a point. This is a point. KD versatile. No one can guard him. He just comes off a championship with LeBron James. They win it. Is he the number 2 player, or is AD still the number 2 player?
Was it his team? Or did he piggyback off of having 2 of the best shooters in the league?
I'm out, man.
That was kind of easy.
I'm out. All right.
So we were winning when you got here, bro.
Audience, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is why I don't do Laker topics. A lot of emotions get involved, and it's just they take it personal. I'm just stating my point, man. But that was fun, man. It's all for debate, man. That's my guy. We'll probably argue about it.
Oh yeah.
We're definitely gonna argue.
You know how many
about
times I get a text when they trade together, Jay? Man, Pops was tripping today. Or I see Pops, you get your boy John, man. Better get your boy John.
The only thing me and John agree about is Ty Lue.
That's it. That's it. So, yeah. We're gonna wrap this up, man. Thanks for watching. In the comments, let us know what you think.
Yes, sir.
AD ranked too high. What is Ty Lue talking about? Kuz and did Kuz is Kuz living up to his hype, man? Let us know down below. And like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is Agree to Disagree. Got my boy Jay Lloyd.
Yes, sir.
Greg Williams. BG. Pops. And I'm John, man. Until next time, we out.